Ready? Next Tuesday, February the 9th. Next Wednesday, February the 10th. From 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock in the evening at the large fire department. The representatives there from the Turnpike Commission and from the PennDOT State Department. Highways. So supposed to have more people there to answer more questions. I hope we're better equipped to ask. And they didn't answer anything.
Would you please repeat the time?
3 o'clock in the afternoon or 8 o'clock at night, both days. 5 hours, 2 days.
Now that will be, anybody that comes in there, they can ask questions one-on-one.
The maps are supposed to be up on the wall so that you can see. You're supposed to be able to ask. They're going to have different representatives there, more of them, so that if there's a large number of people there, everybody will get a chance to answer questions. They went this route because the last time there was an overwhelming crowd that they weren't expecting, and they didn't want to go into that again. They were trying to find a place to have one meeting, one night, large enough to hold a crowd of that magnitude. And I thought, we don't have a place like that around here in the Civic Arena. But and I did tell them that. I honestly did. And then we lined it up with the fire department to have the fire hall 2 days in a row. So if you don't make it Tuesday, make it Wednesday. But make it one of those 2 days so that you can be sure to get your questions answered.
Bill, may I ask, are they going to have this advertised anywhere in the newspaper?
I don't think so. I think
Well, how do they
what we've been
expect
told is
people
the
to know?
state, the Turnpike Commission and the state, the highway department is supposed to notify the residents of the borough of Jefferson by mail. They want strictly the borough of Jefferson residents. They put it in the newspaper, they're going to get West Mifflin, Pleasant Hill, Greene County, Washington, whatever. They want just Jefferson people. So basically what they're going to try to do is to mail out flyers to every borough resident, and there's about 3,000 borough residents, 3,000 homes. So what their main problem is going to be, of course, we already
Get
know
the word
this, is the different zip codes that we have.
That's exactly
It's going to
right.
be a problem.
It is.
Their time is running out, and we have not got a copy of the flyer that they intend on mailing.
Well,
So with you ladies here tonight, keep in mind that you can spread the word to your friends that these are the days and the hours. Please get out there and see if you can get some answers.
I'm asking you this now. Say the mailing isn't correct because of the different zip codes and they don't get enough of this out. Therefore, we don't have a very big showing down there. Is there any way that anybody can tell them it's because the mailing didn't go out correctly?
Everybody translated?
No. They
Just want to let you know
Well, I
that
just.
that's when the meeting will be, and by all means, as many people can do the period of time. There'll be ample parking spaces for 5 hours, and spread it out over 5 hours, a 2-day period of time. There shouldn't be any problem. You should be able to get in and out of there without too much to do.
Okay, does anybody have any other questions? May I ask Bill? Okay. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, don't forget to do that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lois Paul, you the poet tonight.
I'm reading a few verses from the 11th chapter of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13. Love is always patient and kind.
The treasurer's report was...
There she goes. Lucky we hung on to this here sign, Mr. Tycoon. It's a real high tide. Now, what could cause a high tide 300 miles from the ocean? Why, it's all them pesky alligators jumping in the swamp together. Alligators? Mm-hmm. Might be a good idea to build that supermarket up on stilts. Got her all patched up again, Aloysius. Thanks to the low tide again. All ashore that's going ashore. Throw us a rope there, Billy Bear. This poor man's all mired up in the mud.
We'll have you out in a jiffy, Mr. Tycoon.
Okay, Billy Bear.
Bus checking, which is total of $1,060.28, leaving a total in the treasury of $3,472.72. Motion to approve, Rose Sharon, seconded by Rose Clark. Correspondence, Rose Hartfield, nothing to report. Sheila Eichert, program. The program for the evening was the Beautiful Hands, which was anyway, that was our program for the evening. She also stated that everyone would be invited to the February program, which is the for Charles Thatcher on the history of Jefferson. Social, Nancy Pollock stated that Joan Sweetheart, we were reminded that she was having surgery, had surgery December 1st. But January 13th also is going to be a night out at the rodeo at the Green Creek. Hospitality, Sandy Shaw stated that a hostess family was under control. Historian Catherine Jester stated that she would like to receive clippings from the various newspapers. Membership itself will close no report. Publicity needs to be no report. Community affairs, Maryland buying no report. Telephone notice box stated everyone has notified. Old business, Judy stated that current catalog order under the said owner was taking care of the current catalog order. She stated that the order had been shipped and should be in after December 14th. Also, we will be selling coupon books at a price of $8 each. We're selling 4 instead of 5 this year. And this will be Sheila Piper's project. And that is good business. Card party will be held on April the 3rd. And then we have a drawing for the 27th. Kay Miller also announced that there would be a Christmas party for children being held by the Recreation Department. Motion to adjourn by Marilyn Devine, seconded by Sally Capello.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? None. Would anybody care to make a motion to accept the minutes as read? Sandy made a motion, second by Lois. All those in favor? All those opposed? The minutes stand approved. Okay, then we have a treasurer's report here.
Balance as of February 3rd, $1,016.28. Deposit $110 from current, and we made a profit of $47.80 on that. And deposit of $34 from dues, and a deposit of $356.02 for monies from our dinner. Total deposits $500.50. That left the balance on our checking account of $1,516.78. And we had a check written to current for $62.20, and one written to Lois Clark for carnations to past presidents of $11.63, and one written to Shane Anthony for our catering for the Christmas dinner of $372.36, and one written to Beautiful Hands for our Christmas party program for $150, and one to Catherine Jester for $6.36 for her parallel, totaling $602.55. Total in checking $914.23. Savings balance was $2,456.44. No transaction. Savings balance is $2,456.44. Total in checking $914.23. Total in savings $2,456.44. Total in treasury $3,370.67.
Okay, are there any additions or corrections to the treasurer's report? Hearing none, would somebody care to make a motion? Kathy made a motion, is there a second? Second by Rose. All those in favor? Those opposed? The treasurer's report stands approved. Okay, are there any bills to be presented at this time? Okay, Rose, correspondence?
I think it's really important.
Now, I have these things that I received. The one is just a thank you from Joan Perry, from the nurse at the middle school. She's the one who took care of our gifts. And she said, "Dear Judy, I would like to thank you and all of the Women's Club members for the Christmas packages. I was able to distribute them to our district families in need. Your generosity was greatly appreciated. Joan Perry," she's the nurse out of the middle school. So you know that the gifts you bought to the children were well received in some little family. Another correspondence I received was from the Keysport Preschool for Exceptional Children, and it is just to let us know we had donated to them in years gone by. And of course, they've outgrown their home, they're trying to get a larger home, they're looking for some donations, and that's what basically this letter says. They want money. They're barking up the wrong tree. Okay, let's go on to committee reports. Program, Sheila?
Tonight our program, Mr. Thatcher is already here, he's listening in on our meeting right now. Next month's program will be Barb and Company, I think.
Yeah.
How about Barb and Company? It sounds like an entertainment act. You know, like they're gonna do dances.
That's what I thought.
But they're gonna, it's her and her mother or aunt or whoever you bring along with you, that's how we put it in company. But they're gonna do craft demonstration right now.
Okay. Okay, we'll go on to Nancy, social, please.
Okay, I was not able to make the board meeting last week, but we had originally thought, excuse my backwards, that we would go on the Gateway Clipper for our May luncheon, which is also our installation.
Excuse me, Nancy, why don't you stand up and then everybody can hear you?
We were originally going to go on the Gateway Clipper for our May luncheon, which is when we also have our installation of officers. Well, since I've found out that the Gateway Clipper does not cruise for luncheon cruises in May, unless you have a total of 50 people plus. So here we have to change the May luncheon. So it had been suggested at board, but I had said to Judy before the board meeting about the possibility of going to Mount Washington and going like either to Lamont, Tin Angel, or the Georgetown Inn. Well, the problem is Lamont and Tin Angel are not open for lunch unless you have 50 people in yet. We usually average 20 to 25 for the May luncheon. So here we have a problem as to where we're going to hold this. Now, we do have the advantage from our president of Judy and her husband belonging to Duquesne Golf Club plus Churchill Country Club. We have held many affairs at Duquesne Golf Club through the past years. We used to even have dinner dances there. The food there is very good. Churchill, the food is excellent. But I would like to have a showing of hands how many would feel that they'd like to go to either one of these places. Now, there's no problem about driving because we would carpool. Duquesne Golf Club is not that far away. This is held the first Wednesday of May. It's not like we should be having a snowstorm. We could be having rain, not snow. And, excuse me, we've been so many places. We've been to the back porch a couple of years ago, which they do a very nice job. We've been to Scenery Hill. And when this was brought up, I guess they felt this was a little too far for us to go. We used to even go there on a bus. We had so many of them there. But if you have any suggestions, I'm more than willing to hear them from you and get in touch to see what can be arranged. How many would like to go to Duquesne Golf Club? Well, I'd say that's the majority. And we'll follow through on it then, and that's where hopefully
It'll be close, it'll be easy, and we'll have a room by ourselves. We don't have to. If you go to the Georgetown or one of those places, all they would allow us to have to be in the room with other people. And we do have the installation of our officers. We do need some place to be able to talk. I mean, not that we have any secret things going on, but I'm sure nobody else in the restaurant wants to hear it.
So the other thing that we have been doing last year and this year, and we've already had one, was we've gotten together for an informal luncheon. And last year and this year so far, we met over at Guppy's and had it there, and everyone seemed to enjoy it very much, and the food was very good. Happy hour, excuse me. So we are going to have another informal luncheon on March the 18th, a Thursday. And you will be brought in contact with, and it's to be at Tiffany's at noon. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, I didn't know how many were even interested, but I thought I would bring it up. At the Galleria, the movie theater there, they have the cinema classes, the third Wednesday of each month, And they had one today, and you pay $1, and they had the movie Sneakers. It's 9:30 in the morning. And so here, on February the 17th, for $1, they have Around the World in 80 Days, which is Mike Todd's movie. That I thought I would just mention to you if anybody was interested. Or at the Galleria Theater, the Galleria in Mount Lebanon.
When is the next one? Did you say that was February 17th? And that's,
$1.
February 17th, 9:30, did you say?
Yes, in the morning.
Oh, it's better than sitting with the place empty until they get a couple. Okay, thank you, Nancy. Do you have anything that you want people to, nothing for them to sign up for or anything for the impromptu lunch?
No, because that's not until the middle of March. So
Oh, that's
our
right.
March meeting.
We'll have our March break. Okay, everybody put that on your calendar if you want to get out with everybody, just sit around and laugh a little bit. Okay, we'll go on to Sandy, hospitality.
Okay, we have some great looking desserts, snack ready, and hot tea and hot coffee, prepared by our head hostess, Rose Hartgill, and her other ladies, Sally Campalupo, Indy DeCosta, Christine Lewis, Judy, myself, and Betty Steepotter. And it works great, and when the presentation is done, we can all join in and socialize and have something hot to do. Looks good, and I will be in touch with those who are on the committee for next month. Okay? That's it. All done.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. We'll go on to historian, Catherine.
Well, I'm taking pictures. That's what a historian does, takes pictures. And I'm also getting my nominating committee. I'll get that in. That'll be a first.
That'll be later.
That'll be later, but I'm going to say it. And that's it. That's about all I have to say. And thank you for the clippings from the paper.
Did you get to yesterday's
Yes.
Daily News?
Yes.
Because I cut that out too.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Okay, membership, Sally Capalupo, well, she brought her books and everything. She had a babysitter lined up for tonight, and the babysitter stood her up. So she was on the committee, she brought her the things, the books, and she had to leave, maybe she'll be back later when her husband comes home. But I want to know, did everybody, all the members sign our book for this evening, or any guests that we have? Before you leave tonight, I'd like you to sign our guest book, and don't forget any members that haven't signed yet. Okay, that takes care of Sally. Eva, publicity. Okay, Marilyn, community affairs.
Okay, I have two announcements. Number one, there was a position that you can see on your letter that you were given from the library. If any of you would be willing or interested in serving on the library board, there is a position that will be open. Paula Bowman has decided not to take another term, so her position on the board will be available. There are applications that you can get to fill out and serve on the library board and come help us make the library grow and get better. Number two, let's see, oh yes. I wanted to, the borough manager, we have hired a borough manager, we hired him in December. He will start to work, I believe he will be here sometime this month to start his new position. And we're looking forward to having his expertise, to helping out those that we elect to run the borough in an efficient and well-operated manner. Number two, Dr. St. Clair has announced that he will be leaving the school district. He is retiring. I gather he's leaving at the end of the school year. I will imagine that they will be interviewing for the position. It's a little difficult leaving in the middle of a building program, so it's going to be very difficult for whoever comes in to get right into the swing of things, but we can look forward to a new school superintendent next year. The personal property tax. I don't know whether all your stock owners might be here. Maybe you might have gotten your letter from the county, not knowing that the county wanted to know about your things. There is a list of companies that are not, if you own stock in these certain companies, then you are not responsible for any personal property tax. I have the whole list at home. You have an extended period to enter all your information on the letters they sent you. I didn't get one, but my dad got one, so I did get all the list of things, so I knew whether he owed it or not. Most of his are exempt. he did well with his investment, but it obviously is, though it's been on the books since 1913, from the reaction to the talk shows, I take it not, there were an awful lot of people who didn't know they were responsible for this tax. And it's been very difficult, especially for those that live in the city, because when they pay theirs to the county, there will be forfeits for there'll be a certain percentage for the city and the same percentage for the school district in the city. So we thankfully don't live in Pittsburgh on this one. I was at the meeting for the new highway. It was very well attended, and I did have to park on the we did park on the other side of 51 and walk down and cross over to the farm hall. If you really wanted to know something specific, it was not needed to be at because they really couldn't tell you anything specific. They said the things that they usually say. I said, this is going to be an expensive way to acquire land. They said it was an expensive road. They have the maps there, and if you go to the 2 days when they will be there for questions, they will have them up on the wall again, and you will be able to see just where it comes, the proposed roads come to the borough. There are 2 proposed. There's the orange highway and the brown highway. And it's really, the orange one goes right through the gold building. Right through their property, right down the middle. Very nice. It's very intimidating, and to think that this could happen. But they've been, I can remember when my boys were working down on the Judge's Golf Course back in the 70s. They were out taking surveys for this road now. So this has been long in planning, long in coming. And when they first came here, most of the houses that are now going to be affected weren't here. So, and the road that is going through a well-populated area because I was with very dense population. The people often, is it Tinley Ridge? That's a ridge, so goes right in there. It's very difficult. I don't know whether they can move it. I don't even know. But when you look at it from the other end, the south part of the county does need a road. So it's going to be very difficult whichever way it goes. For Catherine, Catherine, if you read the letter, they're going to give quilting classes.
I see that.
Did you see that? Catherine has always wanted quilting classes. The library is now going to have them. Okay. I think that might be all. Yeah. Are there anything? Yes.
I have a question. You said the orange went through the borough building. Yeah. Where does the other one go?
To the school district, to the school district building there.
And the strip mine right behind
the
where the
strip mine to Mr. Fiore's property, and then it'll go straight up through the hill into it'll go towards Finley. It goes up to Mary Stone Quarry, that is up there, right up to Richfield.
When did they come out on 51?
The proposed plaza for, it's a toll road, as you well know, and it's under the auspices of the Turnpike Commission, and the plaza, as I could see it, that was to get onto the road, would be somewhere in the vicinity of the Blue Flame, somewhere right about
Where?
the Blue Flame, somewhere down in that area.
Oh.
You know, like
Yeah.
you give an access one way or the other.
Oh. Did we need this highway?
Well, I had, last week, they had on the people from the Mon Valley, who are the ones who were trying to get more jobs into the valley down through Duquesne, Homestead and such. And the 2 things they said that were needed in order to get businesses to come down there would be 2 things. One would be cheaper electric power. Duquesne Light does not give them a very good deal. for the businesses, even though they do have different plans. And the other would be access, and access means highways or some way to get your materials up. Mr. Stewart's development here for the industrial park. I'm sure he would like to see some sort of access to get into I-70 or something for people who would locating there that would need that, because you have to go down 51, and I got up this morning and at 5 minutes to 6 they said, well, there's dog biscuits all over. At the end of the Elizabeth Bridge, it was all tied up, and 51 is your main highway through here. You tie that up, nothing gets through. And at 5 this afternoon, they were still removing the truck with the dog biscuits. Oh, one other thing too. In Washington, I don't know whether any of you have been following the bill that would allow family to have 12 weeks off in case of an emergency. They were going to hope to vote on that today. And Mr. Santorum was on. Now, Mr. Santorum is your legislator from here, and he had announced that he would vote against that bill. Because he believed it was a detriment to business. As I understood it, you were given the 12 weeks, up to 12 weeks without pay, but they would have to carry your hospitalization benefits under the bill.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Okay, Joe and Bylaw, do you have anything? Nothing. Okay, telephone committee, Lois, do you have anything?
Everyone was called, and so that's all taken care of. I just wanted to say in conjunction with going to the Galleria, there's a coupon in the entertainment, the big entertainment store, for the Good Earth for breakfast. So if you're going over there on February 17th, you might want to go to breakfast.
Right, you might go and have a healthy breakfast. Yes.
May I also tell you that there are other circulators there that will give you a coupon with a discount off cinnamon gems and all that.
Okay. If anybody's interested in going, maybe you want to call around a little bit, maybe there'll be more people who want to go.
Well, if you want it to be an organized outing,
What day is February 17th? That's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's only a Wednesday. Well, does anybody else want to do, are they thinking about doing this, or?
I guess they're thinking about doing it. Matt and I had known from go there.
If anybody wants to go and you want to get together, please just give Nancy a call and then she'll call around. Okay? That'll teach you to bring up things. Okay, let's move on to your part. Okay, thanks. We'll go on to old business. As you heard before, Sandy Cologne, who isn't here this evening, she took care of the current subscription. Now we're waiting for another catalog to come, so we may be having another catalog that anybody might want to look in, and maybe at next month's meeting we'll do that. Okay, we'll go on to new business. Coupon books. Sheila.
I sort of have a correction for the minutes, because this isn't my project. Our project, okay? Our project, ladies. Okay, if I could keep the process, I'd call it my project.
Right.
But we're going to step through ours out. We're in the midst of selling these two coupon books. And for any of you that haven't seen them, you will see them shortly, because I'll be around to ask you if you would sell them for us. They did go up $1 this year. They're $8 instead of $7. And because of that, we're only asking it to try to sell 4 instead of 5. Okay, so we did drop the amount to sell. Okay. Now, there are duplicates. I know you'll have people that tell you that they have the big coupon book and that they're the same things in them. I can't help it. To me, I think it's stupid for the company to do that. You know, that they have the duplicate coupons in, because they're spiting themselves. They're losing money too, because people aren't buying the small ones because they bought the big ones, and you know, and the little organizations that do sell the small ones can't sell them either. You know, so I think they shouldn't be allowed to put the same coupons in those books, but they do, and we're stuck with them. But it is a good money maker for us. If we sell 150, we get 50% profit, which means we make $4 on a book. That's a good amount in any kind of fundraiser that you have. So please try and sell. Of course, not really too much, I don't think. But, they're $8, and I'll be around. Make sure don't leave without your books tonight. I have a whole box full, and I'll have them here. And we'd like the money in, well, if you have money by the March meeting, that's great. If not, all the money has to be in by the April meeting. Okay, for sure. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Yes,
No,
Nancy.
excuse me, Sheila. Jen just reminded me, there is a coupon in here for the Gateway Clippers.
Yeah.
And there also are some in the large book also. And I do know that they will accept those, because we were talking also, and I forgot to mention, since we cannot go on the Gateway Clipper Cruise in May, we may try to organize a trip for June to be done on the luncheon cruise.
And we could use our coupon.
And really, you only have to use a couple of coupons.
That's
to get
right.
your money for it.
So I said drink a lot of
No,
Coke.
I
and
know,
you
I've
have all
had people that
the-
say, I never use all these.
And cleaners, we use
You can do the amenities if you use all these coupons. You only have to use a couple.
Okay. New business, we're on to, our card party is coming up, everybody. I thought Sally was going to have tickets made tonight, but since Sally was in such a tizzy when she came in here tonight, it wasn't necessary to ask for any more. But we are having our annual spring Christmas party, card party. That's April 3rd, from 12 to 3:30 here. And the cost is $7 a ticket. And it is a luncheon. And the luncheon will consist of croissants, usually with a broccoli and cheese croissant, a salad, cookies, coffee, tea, punch, or iced tea. And let's see, that will be on our ticket. We're going to have more tickets made this year. I think what did we decide? 30 tables. 30 tables. So that gives you 30 times 4, that's 120. We usually set up a couple of these long ones, so we're hoping to get 130 people in here for this. This is our big fundraiser of the year. And I'll just run down a few of the items that are going to be done by the different people. And anybody has something that they're expert doing, or they'd like to help, please just raise your hand. And because we need everybody, this fundraiser is for everybody in the club to help, not just a couple people. Sheila's taking care of the card tables. Now, remember, and she'll probably be calling you if there are any card tables. We'd like to have them for that day. Yes. Oh, and we did have a sign up. Oh, here it is. If you have any card tables, if you'd like to come up here after and put your name and how many card tables you have and maybe your telephone number, or she'll do your phone number, just to help her out a little bit on that. Okay, Sally Capalupo, I said she was supposed to be doing the tickets. Nancy Pollock is going to do our table prizes are going to be plants.
I already called Chambers today, and it was 99 cents per plant, 3-inch plant. Similar to what we've had before.
Right. Right. That sounds good. It always looks very nice on the table because it gives you some live little plant on every table. Thank you, Nancy. You have to get back with them and tell them how many and everything, right? Teresa Banfield has been nice enough to take, she's going to be the person in charge of salad and cookies. Now, when you volunteer to do salad, you either do salad or cookies. We don't need everybody to do both things. It gets tired too much. And when they say cookies, they'll at least like you to raise 2 dozen cookies. And I think a Jell-O salad in one of those, are they 9 by 13 or whatever they are? So easy to cut, you know, and we can have the pieces so in case anybody measures, they're all the same size. Okay, and Teresa Bands will be taking care of that. Marilyn Devine is going to get us some table cover, and we're not sure what our colors are going to be. I told her the best deal that she can get, that's the colors we're going to. And gifts, I think a lot of our girls, I think Sandy Shaw, I think you, I don't know, somebody else. Oh, Sally? Okay, they're gonna go and take care of gifts. Now, they're gonna buy a lot of our gifts that we're gonna be raffling off and all this and that. But let me tell you one thing, if you go to somebody all the time to get your hair done, to do some grocery shopping, if they're friends with you, you know, and you would like to, you know that they wouldn't mind donating a gift. We're willing to take anything they are willing to donate. So if you know them well enough, we do not want to go pounding on people's doors asking, because it's just not the season for that anymore. Businesses are having a difficult time for this. And if you do have somebody that would appreciate any gift, or if you make it, if you're talented and make something nice that we can use, we'd appreciate that also. Okay, and the basket of cheer and food. Everybody in the club is responsible for 2 items of food for our food baskets. It doesn't necessarily mean food, you can bring us roll paper towels or, you know, anything that you go shopping and buy. And we're also going to have a basket of cheer. And I would like somebody to correct me. Does everybody bring something? Yes. Oh, Mother Teresa lets me know all this here. Okay, yes, and that always doesn't. You can bring anything you want on that too. You can even bring crackers and cheese. For a basket of cheer is something for fun. And whatever you like, that will go for that. But everybody in the club is responsible for that. Everybody will be getting phone calls from our telephone committee. But I'm just letting everybody know what's going on. Okay, let's see. Plates and silverware. We have not made a decision on what we're doing on plates and silverware yet, because we have to kind of go with Marilyn after she gets the table covered. Then we'll know what we're going to do on that. And tallies and pencils and cards. Okay, I think that's all. Does anybody else have any questions on the card party that's coming up? Yes.
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I'd just like to make one explanation. Last year, when Sally and I, we did posters, and when Judy and I actually went to deliver to put them up, we did not have a great response as far as being able to advertise in different windows. So to avoid a headache and aggravation and spending all day inquiring, you know, we were very successful last year, and I think if we all did our part that we did last year, we won't really have to go and advertise. This year.
Most places don't want you to put a poster up in there. I think some people put posters up, they forget to come back and take them out. And then I think the businesses get kind of junky looking. And so they really we're not encouraging us to put any posters in. But I really don't think our posters generated that many ticket sales anymore. I think it's word of mouth, and I think people, when they find a good bargain, they go back. Does anybody else have any other questions? No other questions on this? Okay, we do have time, but I just wanted to go over this so everybody has it in their mind. Okay, the next thing I have is the scholarship committee is going to be headed by Sally Capilupo. And Marilyn had hidden a little application here that we found this evening, so we have to get these run off and get them to the school. And I'm going to be on that committee with her, and I would like to have here, anybody would like to, I need 3 people would like to volunteer to be on that committee. Okay, write your name down here, Sally will. He's really smart. So you don't have any favorites. And Barb, you want? Okay. Okay, now the scholarship committee will be Sally Capilupo, and myself, Rose Sharon, Barb Camper, and Sandy Shaw. And we will be in touch when we're going to meet. I'll get in touch with Sally tomorrow and go over this so we know what we're going to do. You think we know what we're going to do? We know. Okay, one other thing I have, the nominating committee. Catherine, you
Yes.
need some people yet to be on the nominating committee.
No, I have Jones Behar and Chief of Bylaws and Sandy Shaw's hospitality. Now they're from the board. And Sandy Shaw agrees to be the vice president next year. And I have Sandy Andrews on the committee, and I have Betty Stillwater's name down here, and I'll be on it. Nominating committee.
Nominating committee.
So I have
Well, how many do you need? Alice.
Alice. I have Alice too. I didn't put her name down here. I'm sorry.
Okay, then you have
I
enough.
knew I had another one, but I didn't put any.
You have enough for the nominating
I have
committee,
some.
then you have to contact all these people
Yeah.
and get a meeting. And be sure when they get all together and they call you and ask you, would you like to serve? Be sure you're very kind. And Lily.
I am looking for a president. Looking for a president.
Okay, does anybody else have any other questions before we turn this over to Sheila and she can introduce our speaker? Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, I need someone to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Catherine made a motion that we adjourn. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Turn it over to Sheila, you can introduce Mr. Thatcher.
Mr. Thatcher, would you like to set up or anything right now?
I'm waiting
Get
for
your things ready
the
now.
machine.
Okay, I'll go, yeah, there's a bunch of people.
I think we're going to go to the meeting and get more chairs and stuff.
Okay. Well, then you can go whenever you're ready. But Mr. Charles Thatcher, he lives on Gill Hall Road. I don't know if many of you may know him. He's from the borough. And his assistants, you can introduce his assistants to you.
The table's going to help. I think we need somebody to walk in.
I'll turn it on.
I don't think she'll be strong enough. How about some of these? Is that enough? Or how about the other? Oh, you have more than you entertainment books? Good. They knew they'd be good.
The library should have
I'm charging him right.
Right.
You people on the bikes do that? Even better.
All right, I can let that I think he wants to light back.
Okay. All right. Okay, now, you want to come here and you can start talking and introduce your, you want me to move this stuff or is this in your way? Okay, you can bring your big one from here.
Oh, I see.
I'm ready when you are. Sounds good.
Before we start this little historic tour this morning, I want to give you people an idea what happened before this started. The early history of the area. When the white man first got here, all he had was color, and they weren't Indian colors. Prior to the settlement of this area in western Pennsylvania, the country was invaded by warriors. Thomas Hutchins, an engineer with Bouquet. Remember Bouquet? General Bouquet? Lost his standing on advancing on paper. He describes this area as such. He says, topographical description of Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, published in London in 1778. The whole country abounds in bears, elk, buffalo, deer, turkey, and so forth. The unquestionable proof of the goodness of the soil. In a footnote, Hutchins quotes from Gordon, an earlier engineer, an earlier explorer. This country may, from a proper knowledge, be affirmed the most healthy, the most pleasant, the most commodious, the most fertile spot on earth, known of European people. Francis Parkman, who is certainly the foremost documentary historian of the area. He says, writing of this country west of the Alleghenies in 1760, one vast and continuous forest shadowed a fertile soil, covering the lands as grass covers a garden lawn, sweeping over hill and hollow in endless undulation, burying mountains and birds, and mantling brooks and rivers from the light of day. Thus, more than 2 centuries ago, when our rivers were wilderness, giving you a promise of a great future, you start to realize this. No land in this, now get this has been quite a problem with our people. No land in this area was given to soldiers of our early history for the British services. None. I hear this all the time about getting it back because of Washington and all that. Nonsense. This land here was bought from the state for cash and sold. 10 pounds under acre. Nobody got this for fighting with us. I'm talking about this area as far west as the Allegheny River. No settlements were prior to 1768. Although some were illegally. Upon the complaints of the Indians, the soldiers from Fort Pitt would go out and burn the people off, burning their cabins, and sometimes inflicting capital punishment. They had no businesses. Fort Redstone, that's Brownsville today, was marched on with the troops, but some friendly Indians there traded with the troops to let the local settlers remain. They were good neighbors to go a long time, which they did. The town of burnt cabins was burned because of it. This is a wonderful land to sustain life. Supply of wood for building, fuel was unlimited, water for plentiful, an excellent place to raise food. Finally, in 1768, after several years of hardships, people wanting to settle, atrocities with the Indians, people coming in only to be driven off, sometimes burned up. We finally concluded the treaty with the Iroquois. It was the Treaty of Fort Stanwix, Rome, New York today. And but all the land here by west of the Alleghenies, as far as the Ohio, Allegheny rivers, the Kissimmee River down to the Congo. Now there's room for settlement. Richard Penn, the owner, tried to start selling land. He'd have to own Penn's over this. Start selling land. Then a problem arose. Virginia claimed this land as theirs by the right of their charter. See, you got to realize that you had the older charter, about 1609. The one property went straight, and the other one 45 degrees to an angle. How far, nobody knew. So about 70 years later, Penn gets a lift with charter land from the king. 2 parallel sides, side by side, going due west. Well, Penn's land and Virginia's land cross up about this here in Gary. Or something. You know, it doesn't definitely work. That's the problem. Virginia claimed this land as theirs with their charter. Well, the charter within that V, it was there, but the V crossed the 2 lines of Pennsylvania. So they both claimed that. We had a small war here, actually. They started the issue certificates, as the Virginians did, for the settlers, sending them back to owners. As a result, some of the first settlers were Virginians. And on this map, which I have here, where the atlas is there, you'll see that some were pursuant to Virginia certificates. Now, Pennsylvania issued a patent. take over. There's even a small war between Pennsylvania and Virginia over the area. Virginia had its seat of government in Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania had theirs in Hattiesburg, or Greensburg. Finally, the Revolutionary War came on, and they stopped the people to start fighting together, common war. After the Revolution, Pittsburgh took over the land, established the land office, and started selling the land by patents. They both appointed committees toward the end of the war to negotiate a boundary. And in 1781, they agreed to the present boundary as it is now. In the negotiations, Pennsylvania agreed to recognize all Virginia certificates in the legal deeds to the settlers that the Russians already owned. When this happened, Virginia really issued these, those, say, deeds partly wholesale. That they wanted Virginians in there, and they got it. There was money to be made. The state, however, placed a limit on any one person. And that's why they're all under 400 acres. This discouraged speculators, so we had a few. To give you an idea how desirable this land was, the first letter in the area declared it was one John Reed, John Reed Jr. So about 378 acres of land for 38 pounds. Patent being issued May 9, 1788. Then he sold to his brother, William Walker. In 1717, that's 1,038 pounds. That's real speculation. He paid 38 pounds and sold 1,038 pounds. In 11 years. More than a year. What a profit, and how easy and no risk. Reed's patent, he is directing the center with the local agents. William Walker had occupied it for several years. He was here by before 1790. I have the census of 1790. He paid for it from the money he made at the still house. Moonshiner was. Remember the Whiskey Rebellion? Part of that. That's under a small stream on the northwest corner of Wellman Church Road and Glenburn Drive today. That's the northeast corner. Matter of fact, that office video I knew all about it. The still house being there, and I was going to buy the lot to set it aside, but somebody bought the house. Hoping it was worth about. There was a good spring about 4 feet up the alley here. It was there at night, and of course it had to have this water freeze. Still, really good. It was there, of course, in my time, and they finally filled that valley in when the Buzzbills developed and filled all these homes in the houses. So we can safely say that the first commercial enterprise in Buzzbills was whiskey distillery. And next came the tavern that sold the whiskey. And it was, of course, it was opened in there was a Buzzbills Tavern opened in 1799 by William Walker. That stone house was going down to 1959. Years sometime, so he stayed in Minnesota until 1849. Of course, he died in 1846. And his son Jonathan took over. And he died in 1849. He had a bunch of small children. And the oldest was about 14, so she just had 12. And then she died in 1851, due to the favorite. I can never find out how those children were raised. Some of the original settlers here had slaves. One was Zadok Wright. Wright was down in Petersburg, his first original settlement. And another was John Varner, who settled with sausage and from his tomato. John Varner. He had 3 slaves. And the one slave must have been above the average because when he died, he put a monument on his grave. The one slave. That's a resume of the area, just a fast resume before you can. Matter of fact, the lady you do all right now is Lucy Thatcher. Now, I'll show you. This is a map. I would normally have this pasted on the wall someplace, but I couldn't do it here. Here's a map of all the original settlers of Jefferson County. The original. Now, these are the originals. Now, if somebody got a map on land today and sold it tomorrow, his name stays on it. The warrant. I had to pay for it, but I got it. But I made a lot of enemies by it. And then, of course, I have Walker back there. Is that very good? I think the Redwood first, they were thinking about Brownsville Road. Well, I also have, I got a lot of fun doing this, I made a lot of enemies. Virginia had a courthouse out here. During this, when they cleaned this land, it was right, what was on the Heath Farm, just about 3 or 4 miles after where I live. And somebody who should have been up was in the basement of the Washington County Courthouse in Little Washington after World War II and found a bunch of junk. And going through it, what did he find? That all the records, all the lawsuits in the Washington County Courthouse from 1775 through 1779. Well, the legal records got together and they published it. And I got one of the first copies. And boy, the lawsuits. And as far as the freedom, I talked to a friend of mine, an attorney, who was quite a historian, and I said, John, those people had no freedom. Of course they did. Everything was price-based. If the man started the ferry across the Montgomery River, one city today, he told him to charge for a horse with a wagon, a horse with a buggy, or a man without a horse and buggy. Price-based. And the ordinary, which is the price today, a bed with or without sheets, a horse with those or without those. All the price-based. It's all in there, see? They had no freedom to build a dam on a stream to get a water wheel to go on his grain. You could do that quarterly. And also the way they established the roads here, Zadok Pike was the man that I said had to slave on you. He was told to the court to lay a road from the courthouse, which was out past my place on Heath Farm, all the way to the south side of the place. And they said he moved from the courthouse to Martha Lashley, which is East Eastern Road, but there's Eastern Bridgeville Settlement, to Stewart, East and Carrick, and then to 1 down to the south side. Everybody within 3 miles had to help make the road and maintain it after it's made. This is all in the court records. See, this, folks, is documented. I heard so much nonsense about history and about his uncle Parker Washington. Nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. I've been one of them. So, but something like this, I'm going through this, of course, I have never read it all. I just can't. All the lawsuits by David. They're suing everybody. And, well, I won't go into detail, but they really had a lot of problems. And of course, the other thing I brought is this, the Warranty Atlas was a map. I went ahead and I got 4 townships. I got Mifflin, Jefferson, Stoughton, and Baldwin, the original settlers. Now, these are the 2 settlers in Jefferson that they had to go by to establish a road. And that's why I think Waterman Road is the oldest road in North Hampshire. Waterman. Because Zadok Wright was right at the bottom of Waterman Road, and he laid a road out when he was going to go. See, they try to follow ridges all the time, say the ridges valleys. And you'll find him with these saddles on the feet. Thick saddles. There always a road in the saddle. And he's up there, got a ridge, and he went all the way to Lapsworth, which is East Houston Road. Now, that's the east side. Then they followed the saddle all the way into Stewart Avenue in Carrick, and then down to the Ormsby down the south side. 4 settlers, and that's how they established Brownsville Road. Then, of course, it was later extended all the way to Brownsville, because they actually went, Brownsville, of course, an important post in the early days. That was the end of the road when they first came in here, because they got the road and they could make boats and go down the road. But the census, I have the census in 1790 and 1800. I had to pay for it, but I got it. And if your great-grandfather was here in 1790, what's his last name? He's not on here. Here's 1800. What's his last name? He's not on here. I learned that all the time.
Do you have a dice in there?
Pardon?
Dice, T-H-E,
I don't know. I never checked. But they also tell you the size of the family. Now, in 1790, they had a little different way of
1790.
that's the first thing. First. Yeah. Well, then I know several of them. Now, the way they do it, there are different columns here. This is 1790. The first column is free white males of 16 years and upward, including heads of family. The next column was free white males under 16 years. And then also free white females, including heads of families, which would be the mother probably, and all free persons. And at the last they have slaves. Now, Andrew McFarland had a slave. I think he must be a churchman over Beverly. Here's the other name of Henry, John Clark had a slave. John Wallace had a slave. John Roberts had a slave. Lots of slaves. But the man said on South Hills he had 3 slaves. But one slave was a very prominent man. So, anyway, I'm giving you a rough idea of what history is. All I go for is anymore is documentary history, because I've been having a late voting kid so often that I don't believe anybody anymore. I had a man tell me one day, give me an example of what I put up with something. A man, of course, I knew him well, he knew that I was interested in this. He started telling me about his father's mother was killed in the Civil War. Well, it so happens that they were neighbors of ours, and I was a kid to help me thrash off them, and that much. I knew the family well. I knew them right off. I just said, what year did your, what was your mother born? He told me, oh, was she coming? Well, she's born in 1869. I said, the war was over in 1765, but she conceived artificially. Didn't have it that time. He didn't talk to me since. I've heard that all the time. Okay, I'll need to turn on your...
Let me turn the lights on?
Yes. I want to give you a little idea of the history. It's a fascinating history, this area. It's fascinating to me, but I like it. This was taken in 1929. Now that's when the Pleasant Hills farm. Pleasant Hills originally was only the Walker farm, which is a Pleasant Hills farm that stopped at Audrey Drive, see? And that building down there, that's a sales office. Little wooden building. It's trying to sell lots on the Walker farm. Later on, of course, they bought more land. They bought Abel's farm. They bought Florence Place. Robertson bought Jefferson and Florence Place, so it wasn't a big expense. Now this man is a great-grandson of the original settler, the original man who occupied the premise, Walker. Harold Walker. He and his brother were quite renowned in the field. He in the field of medicine. William Walker's brother in the field of chemical engineering. And his brother is the one that designed and built Edgewood Arsenal, developed a process to make phosphine gas, load for shells, and use it in World War I. They became very famous, and they both went to the same grade school as the rest of them. 8 grades in one room. I got to know him real well. He died only about 1962. I got to visit him every summer. Now that's the Pleasant Hills Tavern. Some of you remember that building. It was going down in 59. That was they started business in 1799. And of course, when William died, his son Jonathan took over, and he died in 1949. He's only about 50 years old, had a wife and a bunch of children. Well, she couldn't handle it, so they closed the doors, and then she died in 1951. And who ever raised that small family, I can never find out all those children.
Where was this? Cameron?
1799 to 1849.
Where was it located?
Oh, right where the court was. Right where the U-Haul is now. That's a picture taken in 1933 and placing well from what the Clover lease is now. It's all changed. Pleasant Hills has changed. It was really changed. That's our gas station. We started out in 1930. Now see, the road turns left there. You turn right about the picture starts, and you turn right, you go to Uniontown, you just get a little curved road. See, then in 37 they put a road straight ahead down through where the shopping center is down. Straight down the hall. Short road. Another view of the Pleasant Hills Tavern. They were in business in they started business in 1799. Now, of course, we maintained this home with the Walkers all the time. I was a kid on the farm. And all of the first floor was all big trees were cut down and made smooth. They didn't have any 2x6 or 2x8 or 2x10s. Big trees. And it was really made, all handmade. Even the rafters and the ceiling and the roof, the ceiling, they were all small trees. There were 2x4s. It just moves one side off the knee of the horse. There it is, 1959, coming down. That was a sad day. See, matter of fact, I was out of town. See, I'd written a series of, I think, 37 articles, history of the area in 55. So when this was being torn down, I was out of town for a week. So when everybody started calling me, wow, this is, I wonder what I'm going to do about it. Yes, well, I was out of town. Plus Bill's murder. They could have gone to the injunction against me. And that's like being a little bit crazy. Save it.
Mr. Tucker, did you save anything from that house?
Pardon?
Did you save any stones? Or
No, not a thing. No, there's a lady that has a, there's somebody had a chair or something made out of one of the logs. No, I didn't save anything. I was out of town when they tore it down with myself. I wanted to sit here, let me show you. When this was a tavern, see, there were two windows. Now, when they, there's a door. That's for testing. See how it's enclosed? Well, at the bottom of that, you could see the stone sill. Business must have been good. The stone was more like a half moon, you know. And I got all the fun, but I was turning to the page, and please, save me that stone, save me that stone. And I had loved that. I think he just smashed it down my photograph. If I would have asked him, I kind of did
You made it happen.
Yeah, it was a shame. I wanted to save that stone, that's it. The one on the left side, the family used was up more than everything.
That's right.
So business must have been good. Now that's our barn. Our barn burned down in 1990 and we built this first. And the thing in the back was where we lived. That was originally the Walker's Granary. But they made a home, the roof didn't leak and they didn't have a central heat. Nobody else had either. This barn becomes smaller than 150. Another view, the same barn, same house. Now, there's a picture of where the stone house was on the trees, and that frame house we lived in. That's taken about 1950.
Now, this is where
That's a clover.
this is a clover,
Yeah,
right?
clover, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are those, what's that tall building?
That's one right tire.
Oh, they close that, okay, I wasn't looking at that
And
right.
the clover tires are sitting on the spot on which that the Surgeons Hall post office. That was before and during the Civil War. The Surgeons Hall, a man named John Curry, apparently his officer before the Civil War. That was all torn down to put the park building in. The Irwins owns that 150 years. Now there's after the barn that went down, the house that went down, the trailer park. Trailer park. And finally,
Now, that's from there today.
Since 1980. I tried to put dates, because they did in the back, all of them, but not always on the front.
There's the holes in the road.
Oh,
Still have those problems. Right.
Now here's Lebanon Church Road about 1920, 21. Lebanon Church Road. Now, Lebanon Church Road wasn't built until 1927. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't have been in the yard if somebody go by and would come across the bottom over. They did which way to the east. We sent them to the fair. Because Lebanon Church Road was poor single. See, the street was right through, there were no sewers. And if you had a long dry summer and the weather was dry for a long time, you could probably make it. But normally you couldn't make it. As a matter of fact, my dad never, we were hammering one day just about The main club, it's on the sign before the bridge, but that Lebanon Church Road, church. Managed to truck, was stuck in the truck, so they're stuck in the, he couldn't move. So my dad, I just keep the horses, yeah, and pulled them out, you know, they're trying to move. He didn't stay there. Lebanon Church. Now, this is Easter Sunday, 1933. What's new? I went back to take this picture about 3 weeks ago. Well, it's impossible. All the buildings and all the trees. I did take one to a bunch of them, but I don't know whether you can't see me. I thought about probably getting to talk to one of the people of the commercial buildings and get a ladder and go to the top and get above the trees and the houses. And that's, of course,
What are the roads that are there?
well, of course, it's Sunrise Drive, and this comes down off the hill. It's over here. And this is Lebanon Church Road.
Oh, that's Lebanon Church
Yeah,
right
Lebanon
there.
Church Road. Now, the old Lebanon Church, of course, went here, went right around this way. The old Lebanon Church. The old river here. The dirt. They relocated part of the river. These the first one about 1930. Otherwise, it's all part of the flow of water. Okay. Now, the farmhouse, over there. See, this is the sales office up here. But this farmhouse was built in 1826. Old house. Yeah, the man bought that about 1949. He bought it, and he cemented over the Jonathan Walker, remember 1826. It's minimal. You can't see it. People live there, I'm sure don't live there.
Right.
But he put that house on a spring. He had running water in his pipes, in the basement. Yeah, spring water. He didn't turn out. Out of the house. Okay. Well, this is Boulevard. That's our chicken coop. This thing is about 1923. See the drainage there? See that road was built about 1917, merely to serve a coal mine that's roughly down roughly where the borough building was at. Only mine's over about 5 years. And hauled the coal up on the railroad. We started about 1980. And that's another what's that? That's the other house on top. But nobody has it, we did too.
That's right. You weren't in.
Now, that's about 1924. My father killed pigs. He didn't sit around during the winter. He killed between 300 and 500 pigs every winter. One of the stockyard, butchered the stores. He got 2 bucks to kill the rest of that. Now, this building here, a little penitentiary. I'm sorry to say that the bird order got pulling down about years ago. That experience. But this, you can tell the way it was made. You see this tavern, Pleasant Hills Tavern, they brought prisoners to their duty, convicts. As a matter of fact, Virginia would sometimes capture our hospital, they could put us on Virginia. Right, and we did it to theirs, same thing. So in the basement, they put these jailbirds. See, we lived there for about 20 years. Well, the door had a standing door, thick door, and the windows were small enough you couldn't crawl out of.
That's right.
And the stairs went downstairs. They had a cast iron latch on in the kitchen side. You couldn't open the door from the other side. So you went ran downstairs and left me there.
He couldn't get up.
He couldn't get up. That was a little bit 26-inch wall. The most charming house in Jefferson town. Now we got a new tractor in 1954 and we learned to use it and plow. Now when you're facing Pleasant Hills Boulevard and all that part of Pleasant Hills is all built up here. 51 goes right there. That's all field. The boulevard, that's the real boulevard. That's the real. That is the area you just saw. Totally different. Standing about 50 feet below. 1922, about 19 and 1980. All those houses, all those streets, all those streets, all those automobiles. I was 15 years of age and I was an area community mechanic. see how you work on cars. No floor, no heat, no electricity, working in the snow. And you can't work the gloves. That's what all in action, you know, people. Remember 1825, that's what we used to do. So the garage of us, you got to learn. Now this is standing at Shiori's garage, and you face toward the apartment or toward the hospital that's over there.
Jefferson Hospital.
Not Jefferson, the Pepe's hospital, yes. It's right in here. And they dug the elevator, put it in the apartment up there too.
Yeah, the big,
Yeah, that's 1930, right at the Lotus Brothers. I was standing on the railroad here, and took a picture of that lane.
That's
No, wait.
something, isn't it?
This is it.
And
This is the
that's
same view. This is the
Yeah.
same view. Oh, this is the same view. I only took this about 2 weeks ago. Same view. When you said there's nothing but brush.
That's right.
And all those walnut trees that I had picked up, now the one that picked that all gone. And my favorite trapping area was down that valley. They ruined all of them. Even the foxes up there. That's the same view. Now this is, let's see, what's there? When you come down East Houston Road and get 51, about 100 feet up, that's this hole, this pond. Right beside the railroad. They built this pond to supply water for that phone line when they built it. And I was a kid when they were probably some catfish I thought somebody walked around through them in there, they were pretty multiple. Yeah, they didn't have a pond. So that's we were trying to take pictures and make our fires and fire our catfish and eat them. Now this is 1925, this is the slide down looking at it from well, the railroad then, but on 51 today. So I went down and retake this picture a few weeks ago, and old brother.
What a difference.
What a difference. All these buildings, trees, and slide down. There it is. There's 2 weeks ago. Same spot, same. That's all changed. Only the way the slide goes.
That's right.
This is 1929. Down where the Royal Building is today, from the door. There wasn't a thing down there, nothing. Even the old rail fence, the old rail fence up there. That is made by some citizens, but that was voted going to be borrowed by a rail fence. This is on Thanksgiving Day, 1929. See, that's all wild land up there. Nothing at all. And that's about the name, Alhambra. Not even happening by the way. This is about here, younger than I was. That's all houses. Well, that's
down where Pleasant Hills.
East Creek Road, right in that valley. This all over the borough building. That's where it's working. Now here, this I think is the slide dump in 1930. Looking toward the Clover. Now you can see the tunnel right like that bridge road, right above, broken down, that's the bridge, there now. And they just put this road in for years before this, 1927. Prior to that, as I said, the only road in Eastport was that bridge road before Eastport. Now this is the chase. Now I went to the camera one day and he put some pictures of the display. And that's one of them. Now I went back 2 weeks ago and retook the same picture. But now I can't do it. I can't find the road from the slide. All these houses. So I guessed roughly what I could take. Now this, I took this in 1930. This is on Maury Farm. That's on West Rooston Road. That's skiing over there. I took this picture. Now I went back to take a picture about 2 years ago in winter time. But it's out of the question. I'm going to go back someday. Take somebody along with me and know, and I'll ask them. Use your second story window or something like that. I don't want to get all these trees and houses. I want to try to just land, first, second, or this. That's the Mario. This is West Cruiser. That's here today. Yeah, same one, always there now. Yard Freedom Break.
Yeah.
Part of this farm is part of Yard Freedom. That's about 1931, our gas station. And this is the Surgeons Hall post office at one time. It's the old urban place. Ambrose lived there. That was an old building.
What is
You know,
it?
we were the closest gas station of the airport. Closest. They called it airport service station. There's nobody around there like the one that Lady Factory. There's nothing there. That's what it's about.
The airport, he meant the county airport, the county airport though. He didn't mean very much.
This bucket, I was 12 years old, 1922. And I saw a little bucket tree growing in the middle of that stone home. One of the Walker's old stone home. So I decided to transplant it. And I transplanted it. It was bordered one of our fields at the time. This bucket. And the thing grew. This is taken 1937. Well, they started improving the area, they started putting the roads in there. I came back home one weekend at school and I see these trees that were out there. And I felt sad about that tree being destroyed. So I talked to the, I guess, the man in charge of operating the show, and I said, hey, I'm going to skid. I let those smash my trees. And the next week, we worked it over, we worked the big wind, but I was in mistakes. And I went out and I owned the wind for half a day, and I dug a hole by hand. I bent the crane on the took to pick it up. But I finally got a move, put the ground, put it through. It's in my front of my home there. Oh, yes. This is looking goes down toward Large from Florida. This is not, this is more recent. That's roughly, wait. This is roughly the same view you just saw. See, the tree is gone, the dirt is gone, the road is put in.
Right.
See, I can make this plain right here. It's facing the same direction. But none of the obstacles we had before. And the tree, all that dirt, it's all the shade. Yeah. Now that's the same view, but taken in 1938, 36. Yeah, that's when they first opened the road. The same view. I should have shown this later. Same view. And this is Audrey Drive up here about the hill. And that house in the middle.
Does that sign say 51?
Yeah.
This is 51. Yeah. And Audrey Drive, of course, Audrey Drive at that time was nothing but a hurricane in Lake Green Farms. And if you remember, it wasn't fun between walking farm and the neighbor. It's our farm. It's our farm. We farm land all the way up there down the road. This is when they were building the road and it wasn't quite open. And you can't have a big creek. That's not good to say. So we pulled all the barricade down and people were expecting the road to large. Downhill all the way. What had changed from the old Burton route as it is now.
Right. Well, now, whose house is that up there?
That's Banks. They bought that nice one, about 1929. That's the first house built. There, that's the one. That's the road. This thing is 1940s. 1940s. By that time, I was in the garden. There were houses coming in. Oh, yeah. Same view. The trees are on the left, you know. Up, that thing kind of over. Changing. Yeah. They're actually the weeds in up too. I didn't know it. See the Walker place is still house. This is the trees. And then Christmas, how's we do it up there? Frame. See, but that frame house, when, in 1880, the Walker family took the log house, the log cabin. The stone fireplace and the yards and all were still there, in the basement of the house. But we moved, and I was looked at with sort of admiration. So when Columbo was going to shut everything down, including us, I explained to her, I said, Jim, look, do me a favor. The crane is in that old fireplace, the old log cabin, the stone fireplace is all up there. They don't mess around with it. Very well. Now see where the tall building is up at the search is all those buildings. During and after the Civil War. And my favorite part was there, it says, U-Haul was there today, big U-Haul.
Right.
I'm glad the Walkers are all dead. They
You're
didn't-
glad they're
Well,
dead?
they didn't see what happened to them.
They're coming in to see their house. Well, that's progress.
I guess. They're running the U-Haul. That's what they're building. It was before the U-Haul.
Still there.
Oh, he's still there. He's just since 1938. Of course, the son's there now, the old man. He's the original.
And look at those cars.
They're digging out the area for the U-Haul. Trailers are gone and they're digging out. Same spot.
I'll tell you, I think you really like this spot.
There's a U-Haul.
Right.
I must have 800 foot.
Oh, my
We're
God.
walking around about 50 stories. I hope all of them can make slides and big, much better. Now this is 1880, this is one of the 1880 books. I found 4 photos in New Jersey that I probably had identified in New Hampshire. But I recognized it right away, and it was Arnold. That Harold Walker was the one I saw first. He was still living. And I went to Hampshire Valley when I had photos. I knew right away they were home.
Where is this?
That's probably.
That's
The
the
stone
club?
house. Yeah, oh yeah. You see the
Oh,
wood
there's
mill?
the stone house.
Yeah, see the wood mill? He dug a hole inside his house. Had the wind pump one up the hill to the Yorkshire, and it went right down like that. Can't drop it water. The windows were all very charming local. They were fine, they were okay. I think you saw that. You all today. Yeah, these things happen within my area.
That's exactly right. Nobody.
Now, here's one, this is 1880. That's one of the 4. Now, here's the thing, Mellon Bank is there, and on this side of the street is brilliant on in the church. The Dickey Church is right here, right in the photograph. You look at the feet. That's all 51. 51. All those buildings, all those commercial establishments. Dr. Henderson's office. Same spot, taking 100 years later, exactly the same spot. When I saw these photos of New Jersey, everything had come right away. And then I
looking at photos, and you could look at that ground and know that that was that?
Absolutely. That's what I like there. More than me. Sure. Our barn burned down in 1919. Sure. Absolutely. No argument.
That isn't it? In New Jersey, I'd see a picture of my yard in my window.
Here's a photograph taken in 1894. Now, these are all old timers here, and maybe the Walker's friends, famous Walkers who did it. But here's Harold Walker right here, the one that I showed you first. The famous doctor. Here's his famous brother over, well, right up here. That's his famous brother, the head engineer. Young guys. And the lady that gave you this photograph is Oklahoma. That's her right there, number 12.
What number is she?
12.
She's
She's
12.
over there. And she identified them all for me. You know, all of them.
Is that why you have the numbers on them, so you know who's who on
That's
your...
right. That's what it is. Only way to do it. That didn't go to school or anything else.
That's right.
Here's my alma mater. That's the Torrance School. You know, in 1835, the state went to the school. And they've been always one room school over the state. Yeah, this was 1835. All the township had all one room school.
Right, now where was this?
This, let's see, you know where Cliff Barton lives? Right across the street. That's a part of Torrance is what the Barton did. We used to go to check the shack and keep on listening.
What was the name of the schoolhouse right across from the road in Jefferson? They burned down. Right up the road here.
You know where, right where the new school is now?
Or garden farm.
Yeah, no, that's the, I know it well. Yeah, well, yeah. As a matter of fact, when the borough bought the land, we were going to buy it. That's a big part of the school building. And I pleaded with my buddies, let's restore the building. It's the original school in 1835, and see, when they sold these buildings, one of the people bought the desks and the chairs and all that nonsense, you know, big double desks. And I had located a bunch of them which we could have had to put in there, but they put the thing down.
They burned?
Yeah, burned it. And I'd like to restore one school. There were several, because we went to one school, that's the former Brewster Road and over one thing, that's Brewster. That's a list. But because this is the older one, it's up the street, across the other street. This is the dirt street there. Now listen, see, you had two outhouses, one for girls and one for boys. The one in the middle is where you get your firewood. Now you see these logs here? See those long logs? Some neighbor dragged them with a team of horses. And we cut the wood off those logs and started the fire. That's how you kept the school going. How efficient that was. It was way easy.
I know.
And here, here's your school right there. The bathroom, he looks bad, so he wasn't there. That's 1970.
And is that Torrance school?
That's in the Torrance school. He opened the building.
Right.
I've got all the school photos going back to about, I guess about 1990. I didn't even have classrooms. They're all identical. And this teacher had a thing that hump. We call him hump. And because he thought half the food, he thought they had a lady. And where did she stay? I don't know. Ordered to some local farm. There were no buses. She didn't have. We finally had a lady in the car in 1943, Mrs. Harris, in Washington Forward. But the rest of them, yeah, but part of that they just moved in with somebody. Now, Bill, this is Bill Green here. Right here. John Murray's still living. Bill Abel's still living. I go to see him in April. He really don't need it. There wasn't these people today. That's my sister. She really enjoyed my going to work. She was a lady. She enjoyed going picking walnuts and she enjoyed bird's nests. That's what I was doing all the time. I had 3 boys, 2 little from one day. I was always getting them in trouble. I've got several sacks of walnuts in the front. She didn't help me because it was free.
Right.
I did all the hunting. And these are all trees.
Huge, aren't they?
My mother planted all these peach trees with seeds.
Yeah.
Never grabbed it. And she had good peaches.
Right.
See, that tractor's had a little bit too. This is my sister and my mother together. This is part of that family that I talked about. Mother had flowers all around the place. She had a garden, she had chickens. We even had a cow for a while. She was used to it. This is what it's done with. Now that's that same thing you saw. Little penitentiary. Working in the hall, it's a lot of hall. Now this is all, you see, this is the boulevard right here. It's down there. See that's the road, that's 51, the boulevard is down here. There's a bridge right here, which you saw before. 1929 boat. That's a charming little house. Now mother, flowers, vegetables. We have to take it in. I need room for that basket. We had a spring. We had a spring in our yard. A spring. I made a fish farm. I raised trout there one year. Got some wild trout down and tried getting down to our home. Look at it. Everybody fed Charlie trout except Charlie. Everybody's feeding Charlie trout. And boy, did they grow. This was the real thing. Everybody wanted to see those trout. And then the rest of our people, mainly ground, deep river, deep park, things like that. I finally got on the phone with myself. It took me 13 years.
Well, you made it.
I
You have proof.
started high school in 1923, graduated in 1934. And I still say the reason I graduated is we had a physics teacher, Mrs. Faulkner. She can see that I've been wasting somebody's time the last 13 years. and wasted taxpayers' money. So she gave me 95 in physics. And for that, they had to give me the phone. Is she still living? You do the way.
She's still living?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, and when I see her, I thank her for having given me that 95 pesos. Or I might still be in this year. She's about 90 years old. Now here, this is 1950 now. You saw 1929 before. I pointed out the sales office was in there, but that's all grown over. And the name, this is Pleasant Hills. See, this was Pleasant Hills. Pleasant Hills stopped at Roger Drive. This was the main, the sales office here, and this was the Pleasant Hills Farm. Now you see this bridge here, this slide here on both sides. We have to throw a bunch of sand on it and then slide down on their bare feet. You can imagine the cows having their feet. That's what they say.
He did gold mining and all kinds of things.
What I had planned to do was make slides of these photos. So I must have, I don't know how many hundred photos. We have about 30 today, Holly. I get a bunch over there. I put back one. I just can't show them. But if I make slides like you do on the trips, it'll be a way better job. Way nicer. For example, I tried to climb Mount Everest once all by myself. And I took about 1,200 pictures. And I brought it down to one target, 84. And you go. Too much. Try to show them all. I go to slideshows sometime when they have them all they're showing them. It's boring after a while.
May I ask you this, I've heard people say that, do you know where Bob and Gibby Johnson live on Old Clareton Road, the big white house, like right across from where Judge Legner's property was? Okay, I heard someone said to me one time that was like a stagecoach stop. Was that true?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I hear about what you say. Nobody does.
you had the Pleasant Hills Tavern right here, and they had all of the same, animals and all. So, there was the same there.
I heard the people were coming, well, going in, they were going to Pittsburgh, and that's where,
I never heard of it.
never heard
I
of it.
never heard of it. I don't even believe it. That's ever so that's why I use the term documented. If it's not documented, I don't believe it. If it happens to document or something. Pardon? Never heard of it.
Lord Taylor.
Yeah.
Well, he's down off the road. On the right side, I don't know, but on the left side was Steve. They're remodeling it right now. Steve. Steve. Now, they left for about 1870, came to Pleasant Hills, and then he's the one who built our house. Oh, just, Doc, what's the name? It was like the third building.
You don't know who lives in Taylor?
I would have to come home, but I don't know that. But the Steve place, they're remodeling now, it's an old log house. As a matter of fact, the Steve family, I never talked about it, but one boy is one of the top in the DuPont, one of the grandsons. He's after me about something about his family's history and about his grandfather's house. I didn't know, but his grandfather's birthplace is being remodeled now, and it's a log house. He was on an outward or something.
Right.
He was here a couple of times, he's with his family. You know what, I don't know. I just don't have time.
Does anybody, oh, there's some questions back there.
Somebody commented that with the walkers being so prominent, isn't it odd that there's nothing named after them? Not any street, no
They left here before
milestone
they
to
named
remember?
any streets. They left here in the latter part of the last century. They all left here about 1892. They all left here except one who stayed home. He died in 1930. No, there's no evidence of walkers at all. None. But the old photos, well, of course, the Walkers, the Blairs, the Wilsons, they're all related. See, Mrs. Walker was a Blair. And, but of course, they're all dead. As a matter of fact, when I mentioned Walker, how many people are playing this here who knew the Walkers? J.B. was the last to die. He died in 1930. Harold, who died in 62, he left here about 94, never come back again. So when I went to see him on the visit, he was always interested to hear about what happened to so-and-so else. I was born and raised there.
So this area was known as more Pleasant Hills. It wasn't Jefferson. It wasn't known as Jefferson. It was known more as Pleasant Hills. Even back.
Pleasant Hills, you see, the original Walkers named their farm the Pleasant Hills Farm, and they named
Right.
it the Pleasant Hills Tavern.
Right.
That was Pleasant Hills. But like Audrey Drive,
Yeah.
that's where Martha Lasser got her back started there, say East Christian Road. So we never considered it Pleasant Hills. But when they formed the Bird of Pleasant Hills and the name, they picked the name Pleasant Hills, but they takes it all the land in the Bird. Remember, that was not the Pleasant Hills Farm. The Pleasant Hills Farm, as a matter of fact, they went all the way to Woolly. See, when they built that coal mining patch, the Woolly, that's about all done. That's part of the Walker's Farm. They let that Walker to those row houses, and they built the full different down in about 1895, 96.
What happened to the log cabin?
Pardon?
What happened to the log cabin down the log house down that mine thing down there?
That log cabin on West Bruce Road, you got one, yes, I know all about that.
Where is it? What happened to it? Did it destroy?
Yes. That's a shame. We should have restored it, someplace, it was a barrier. Sure, but you know.
When we lived in Torrance's farm, to go to Brewster, we had to go past,
And then people lived there all the time when I was in grade school. The kids came, and the thing is, see, that thing was not a well-made cabin. The wind blew the snow through those logs into all of the kids' beds, see? And because they didn't sleep with open windows, she wouldn't put a star out as her name. The teacher wanted you to sleep with an open window. And they didn't, and she wouldn't give the star. I knew the house well because the wind went through it. Sure, the kids.
When I was in first grade, you were in fourth. Victoria Bruni.
Victoria?
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't tell me. Yes, my God, yes. Absolutely.
John was a little
Sure,
younger than you.
you're up in Torrance, right? Your people farmed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They were good farmers.
Yeah, we were good farmers.
You bet you they were. Absolutely. They had a good time and they worked it well.
Yeah, we were.
That's right.
in 19,
As a matter of fact,
latter part of 16 to latter part of.
they hauled manure from all these, you see all these coal mines that lots of mules, mule stations, lots of mules. And they hauled manure all winter and dumped it on the, up there right above we're talking. He's dead, I was talking to the guy. I trust Roger Drive. And then they spread it on the fields when they plow in the spring. So therefore, the fields were all well manured. So there's all these horse stables.
I'm trying to think, when my father brought his produce to market, I think they came down to the wharf.
Sure, that's right, downtown,
I
sure.
can remember the horses going up the
Absolutely,
hill
sure.
and coming out on 51.
You had a hard,
And then they would go, how did they get there from there? Go down to Brownsville Road?
Brownsville Road, absolutely.
Down
Derrick and
Franklin,
down the south
there?
side. We did the same thing.
Horses?
Sure. There was no summer on board. Virginia Bruno had a gist. I remember that you started school.
Yeah, one room schoolhouse, normal, teacher was normal, school.
Yeah, and on Columbus Day, 1921, the school burned down.
Yes.
And
then we
30
moved back to Bruce and
And 30 kids jumped with joy. No, it's Columbus Day. It's Columbus Day, yeah. The next morning, my mother says, you're going to Bennett School. And that was 3 times a week. And we went to Holy School and all the time. They took that building over the beams, where beams go, I see. That upstairs room, there's an old post office there and all that.
we had we left. We went down back to Bruce.
Yeah, you don't know about that.
Farming, we went back to the coal mine.
Yep. Yeah, the school burned down about 4 people went to school. So everybody jumped with joy. But my mother says you're going to go to school tomorrow morning. That's what she says, Holy School. Right? Matter of fact, I chased the cows to the pasture and left school in the morning and brought the cows back that night. Because our free pasture, our cows waiting.
I remember Zeebert's. We had a store there on the corner.
Oh, yeah, Zeebert's. Oh, yeah. They came in later, 1922. They're newcomers. Yep. What's that? Well, yeah, there is, but I don't know. Well, of course, it's big one down in the county. The Pennsylvania, that's big. I've been a member all my life, but I never go. I used to go there years ago. I hate large chats, I don't want to hear, so I stayed on my own. In other words, I worked on my local. See, these are old. We brought these, we thought we might hang them, see? But you can't hang them, you can't hang anything. There, see? Before and after. I got a bunch of these, nothing, nobody brought just 2 sets, but I have several sets. And I have some for four pictures from the same spot. 1890, 1880, 1910, 1935, and 1960. Pardon? Cloverleaf, that's all changed. Well, that's you're talking about the Walker place in Tyler. That's an old stone house. Sure, absolutely. This went on, that went on for years. It was a wine camp, sure. They left about 1922. I got pictures of those Girl Scouts. Yeah. Sure, they used to steal our rabbits too. They didn't know that you weren't allowed to steal rabbits. Seriously.
Does anybody else have any questions they wanted to ask? Marilyn, did you have a question?
Yeah. Have you any idea, the house that Judy was talking about, have you any idea approximately how old that house is?
Who's Judy's house?
No, it's the old large farmhouse on Old Church.
What
The one that
farmhouse?
Judge recognized.
Is that brick house on the right hand side? That's correct. The old There's several large houses. The largest is that.
The old hay house.
1801, thank you, Ron.
You know where Maryland is.
Yeah.
You know where the new golf course is.
Yeah.
What, that house
Is there a market somewhere? Let me tell you something that happened to me about a year ago.
My grandmother lived.
I thought I knew every house in the area, old stone house. I was visiting a neighbor on Wanham's Road about less than a year ago. She wanted to see me about the inventory. I took the book over on Allegheny County. There was a man there getting a chicken roll in the car, the neighbor, see? So I don't know why I get talking about houses, and this is the house around the corner built in 1784. On the curve. Well, I scratched my head because I think I've seen every house built before 1800. And both of them argued, yes sir, 1784, yes sir, 1784. Well, I didn't argue. But when I first hit the car and drove around the corner, man, you might help me. I said, yes. Where's the house built in 1784? He says, no, it's 1824. I said, no, it's 1780. He says, no, 1824. Where's the stone? There's a stone about 4 feet long, AM and FM, 1824. Now here's a lady born and raised, spent 60 years, about 1,000 feet from there. She tells me it's 1784. And the man across the hall, born and raised there, he's 80-some years of age, and swore by all along the nature of 1784. So folks, I don't believe anybody. That's why I went ahead and got all these documents. All these documents. I got all the Walker's wills, all the Sneed's wills, all the Blair's wills. I had, you people know this man, John McMillan, the famous minister in this part of the country. John McMillan. I've got his father's will. Died in 1792, yes. Sure, now, his will I believe. What I've been told it's a music. So that's a masterpiece, that's 1784, both of them. Just around the curve.
We'll be lucky if we're through this job by Christmas.
What year?